Okay, so there's no way I'm going to tell you what I did wrong. All right, cool. All right, I think this is probably going to work for sure. All right, good grief. I will just go. Let me refresh this real quick. Yeah, everything looked fine on my end. I'm not going to tell you what I did wrong, but okay. I think we're good now. All right, so if you are new, actually, let me start. Let me do the intro. Let me just start at the beginning. So I guess I'm like a total OBS noob. All right, so just bear with me. Good grief, I'm learning all this stuff as I go. All right. We should be good now. I think that everything's fine now. All right, I'm kind of silly sometimes. All right, so basically, if you're new here, what we do, I try to do this. This is the third time. This is the third time I've tried this stream, and I had a setting that was wrong. So it was all my fault. All right, so if you're new here, this is the SavageMine RandomCoin Mining Show, and what we do is we manually I have a list of 148 GPU-mineable coins at this point, and we use the Google random number generator, and then we pick one, whatever we land on, we try to mine it within 30 minutes, which this was supposed to start at 9:30, and because I had a jacked up setting there, it did not. And then we watched BrandonCoin at 10 o'clock, and I said I was going live right after that, and I was. And yeah, I still had the setting messed up, so we didn't. So now we're starting at 11 o'clock, which is fine. Whatever, you know, we will press on. Let me make sure. I think that everything's good now, but let me make sure with Michael Johns here. Hang on. See if we're up and running. Okay, so I see Zara 420s in there. All right, good. A little bit of technical difficulties. So, all right, great. All right, if I can type. All right, so we were supposed to do this at 9:30, and it's not, and it's now 11. But whatever. All right, we're good. So I actually went through the entire stream earlier at 9:30, you know, to 10, just like normal, and thinking that everything was good. But I only had one watching, and it was like kind of weird because I thought that there was, you know, because I got it on, you know, Discord and all that stuff, so I thought that there'd be a few more in there, and there wasn't. So, but I went through the whole thing. So basically, I think I already talked about the randomization stuff. Yeah, all right, good. So, but basically, I pre-record the randomization part because the list is so long. I mean, 148 GPU-mineable coins that I have now. I added a few recently, yesterday actually. Hey, look, I've got 2 watching. That's good. That means that it's working. Usually, if it just says 1, then that's like it's counting me as 1 watcher, you know. But basically, if you were to randomly pick one of those, then there's a high probability that you might land on one that you're not going to be able to mine for whatever reason. You know, there's no pool, there's no wallet, whatever. It's just, you know, an abandoned project or whatever. So I pre-record that part, the randomization part, and a lot of the data collection, I pre-record that as well, just to kind of progress along. In this case, because we're starting like after BrandonCoin stream, it's not really going to be a big deal. But I will go ahead and play the video, and I'll watch it with you so that we can see what's going on here. I'm just showing you right here. I'm just showing you that there's 148, right? So 2 through 149, because that top row is just the headers. So we landed on DubaiCoin, and I feel like I'm in it's Groundhog's Day or something because I said all this earlier. But basically, DubaiCoin ends up being on. I see it from time to time on what to mine, so I was a little bit excited about actually mining it, or for the show. So that was kind of cool. I get kind of excited whenever we land on something that I'm kind of interested in, right? Instead of mining something that is totally not something I'll ever mine personally, But DubaiCoin is on CoinMarketCap, which is cool. I think it was at 68 cents or something like that. Not bad. And it's also on what to mine. So I show it right here. I go ahead and get, I'm just doing like the preliminary data collection type stuff here. Documenting it in our spreadsheet there. Now, what I noticed is that they actually apparently have like kind of rebranded in a way, or they might have always been like this, but it looks like Arabian Chain is the actual, it's like a company. And what I look at, the way I look at this is this DubaiCoin is kind of like the Ethereum of the Arabian arena over there, or the Arabian area. That's the way I kind of look at it. They do smart contracts. They do. I can't remember all the details about it. I didn't get too far into it. They do dApps and smart contracts. Yeah. So it's like the Ethereum of the Arabian area over there, the area part of the world, the Arabian part of the world. So I'm just going through a little, data collection here, and you can see right here where they talk about Arabian Chain, and then down here it'll actually switch over to DubaiCoin. So it's like the coin is, what's used to operate on the network, basically, is the way I look at it. So just highlight some of the details about the coin. I think I grabbed a wallet from here, from the GitHub, and I don't know if I go right away. I can't remember if I go right away to run it through the virus total or not. Just kind of figuring out where I need to go here. So I go to their Bitcoin talk thread next. I was already there. I think I closed it accidentally or something. So I grabbed the wallet. It's a desktop QT wallet. Although this one was really strange. This wallet was weird. I go ahead and extract it because this one shows up on what to mine from time to time. It might be something I might mine in the future. Although it is Ethash or Ethash, and it's pretty heavy on the power draw. So unless like profits really turn around like huge, I probably wouldn't mine it. But I went ahead and extracted it to my normal location where it's like my wallets of where I might actually mine this in the future. But I do run the zip file all the way through VirusTotal website, and this was only the second time that I've ever ran a downloaded wallet through it, and it came out completely clean, which is super cool. The only other one was the Aeon wallet. The Aeon wallet did the same thing. It goes through VirusTotal just fine, completely clean. But keep in mind that all that means is that the developers have worked with those companies, those specific malware or virus companies, to get their software cleared. Basically designated as clean. Typically, like if I run something through there and it only comes up with say 6 or 8 hits, then I'm probably pretty confident that's good, because pretty much every wallet is going to come up with something, because they have mining capabilities inside of them and things like that. Just the executables, the binaries, and all that stuff kind of shows up as, hey, you know, because of the inherent nature of what it's doing, you know, Defender is gonna look at it as a virus. So so here I'm just collecting the pool information. I think I used mine. I can't remember the name of it. Mine.house pool. And right here, I just combine. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but you know, the pool and the port always kind of go together. So I just put it all on one line and deleted the port. So now it's pool and the port on one line. And our little documentation there, you know. Still collecting a little bit of information here. I think that's the end of it. So after this, let me get back to my desktop here. So after this, I had installed the wallet. I went ahead and installed the wallet. I ran the wallet. Let me show you. I think I might still have that up. No, probably not. Let me show you what that looks like. The wallet's kind of weird. It was a strange looking wallet. I don't know if it's already, yeah, there it goes. Personally, I've never seen a wallet like this. But I went ahead and copied the address and I gave it a label and things like that. I don't know a lot about this wallet at all. It's like its own proprietary type wallet. So anyway, that's where I acquired the receiving address right here. So with the information that we have on here already, basically because it's Ethash, we can use Claymore, and Claymore works, the Claymore miner works with both Nvidia and AMD GPUs, so we can use the same miner for both GPUs, which is kind of cool. So we will just go ahead. I feel like I've done all this before because I have twice. Actually, the first time I did the whole way through. The second time I was like, wait a minute, something's not right, because only one person was watching. So so we will head over to, actually I haven't even started the Brave browser yet. I had updated the Brave browser earlier, and I kind of thought that because of that, and then I was trying to log into Google, I had logged out, and anyway, I thought all of that had something to do with my problem, but it wasn't. It was something else. It was something silly that I was doing. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, simple mining. So we go to simple mining, and then we need to create a new group. Config, add a group. So we click on group config and then add a group. We're going to use the Claymore ETH miner right here. We'll just use the latest one, which is 11.9. And see, you can tell, see, I already did this once because it's all right there. So I'll just leave that like that. That's basically my standard naming convention. And then down here, I'll put AMD plus NVIDIA because you can use Claymore with both. And then as far as the pool, we just grab this right here. Whoops. Copy that. And then paste it in here. I'll zoom up on this in a moment. So you got the pool and the port. I'm going to right click, paste, put my space back in there. And then all you have to modify is the user address, which is your mining receiving address for your wallet. And then we're going to right click, paste, make sure we get our space in there. Let me zoom up on this. I left everything, before I left everything as the default, and it seemed to work just fine. So the only thing I modified from the default was the user address, right? It starts off, it says user, but what needs to be in the user space is your actual mining address. And then I also added the pool and port. So the only thing I added to pool and port was right here, and that's it. That was the only changes I made. What are we on? We're on the AMD rig in the back there. So we'll do that one first. So we click add group, and then we go to rig list. This is the AMD rig here. Oh, this will be cool because I kind of forgot this last time. Let me show you the current power draw, because right now I'm mining Haven X8HV. Let me show you the power draw at the wall. So right now it is 963 watts. Whoops, wow, it went up. 975, okay, 979, all right. So about 975, we'll just call it 975, before going to an Ethash. Now this is kryptonite heavy algorithm. So you know how people say like kryptonite heavy is a lot less power intense, right? So this will prove it. So the same rig, I'm just going to assign it to the Ethash group that we just created for, if I did create it, yeah, DBIX. Actually, it was already in there. No, yeah, we just created it. DBIX, Ethash, and AMD, NVIDIA, YouTube, and then we're going to save that. And then you should see it reboot back here. I'll bring up the console here so you can see it. We'll kind of keep an eye on the power. Seems to be shutting down now. Yep. So we're just waiting on it to reboot. It should come back up, and I can't remember what the power was before, but I know that it was over 1,000. So we were at like 975 mining kryptonite heavy, and then we switched to the Ethash or Ethash algorithm, and it should be, because it's more, it draws more power, or it consumes more power, it should be quite a bit of difference. Probably 20%, roughly 20%. So it looks like it's connected to the pool, so that's good. We got hash rates 31, pretty much 31 across the board. This rig is 10 580s and 2 570s. So about 31 mega hash per card. So we've got shares accepted, so we're good here. Now look at the power. So remember it was 975, right? Now it's 1197, almost 1200. So basically, what does that come out to? Roughly about 20%, right? So about 20% more power is consumed by Ethash algorithm. Now obviously, you know, there's some tuning you could do with overclocking and stuff like that, but just in general, it's about, it looks like it's about 20%. Wow, it's over 1200 now. Right there's the watts right there. So 1200, wow, that's a lot. So let me put that rig back on kryptonite heavy, or Haven protocol here. And then we will go ahead and choose the, we'll do the same thing with the Nvidia rig. So the Nvidia rig is a 6 GPU rig. It's got two 1070s, two 1070 Ti's, and two 1080s. And it's currently drawing 695, right there. So 694 watts. and then we will put that one on that same group, because remember we're using Claymore, so we can use it on Nvidia and AMD with the same exact smOS miner options. All that stuff works just fine. So we'll add it to the group that we created for DubaiCoin, and then we'll click save, and I can move this over to where you can see the Nvidia Rig. I'll bring up the console as well. And with this rig, I was mining. Oh, you know what? Before we switch it, did I show you that already? It's mining Aeon actually. So it's an Equihash. So it's 700. It was roughly 700 watts. So now we assigned it to Ethash. We assigned it to DubaiCoin, and now rebooting. Yeah, I like Zelcore a lot. It's cool. I like their wallet. So now it rebooted, or reloaded the miner. Everything's looking good. Connected to the pool already. And again, this is the same exact group that I used for the AMD rig. Same group, same miner options, same everything. And that's the cool thing about Claymore, is being able to do that between, use the same exact miner and miner options for AMD and Nvidia. So I got a share accepted, so that's good. And then if you look at the, wow, that's impressive. It was at 6. It was like right at 690, right? Something like that. Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. It's only at 700. That is pretty crazy, actually. That's a good, yeah, I'm almost speechless, because I was thinking it would be a lot more than that. That is pretty good. That's not bad at all. Huh. Okay, well, I'm happy about that, I guess. I wonder why. I mean, it is using the Aeon OC settings. That could be it, because I should be getting, well, 180 is pretty good. 178. I could probably kick that up power-wise a little bit, and that would, jack up the watts a little bit too, to get to 180. So like if it was 31 per card, 6 cards, so it'd be like 188 or 186. So well, there it is. It almost hit 186 right there. Wow, I'm showing a couple of cards getting 32. That's pretty sick. Huh. And it's literally not maxing out, because this is using the Aeon OC settings for Equihash. So that's actually pretty good. Wow. Impressive. Alright, so we successfully mined DubaiCoin on both AMD and Nvidia rigs. So that's awesome. I'm going to switch this one back over to Aeon. Yeah, it never went over 700, around 700 watts. That's pretty strong. I like that. Alright, so let me get out of this wallet here. That wallet just blows me away. It's kind of weird. So it's rebooting and going to Aeon. And I don't know what else to do. We successfully mined it. I mean, this is the second time I've done it tonight. So that's cool. We're only at 24 minutes, so that's not bad. We are back on Aeon and Haven protocol. I pretty much met my goal for Haven. I probably need to switch the AMD rigs over to something else. We'll see. I'll do a little bit of research and figure it out. Yeah, DubaiCoin. Over the years, I want to say that Buried One did a video on it like a long time. Actually, I think he's done like two videos on it, at least two. You know, he was pumping it or hyping it there for a while. They've gone up and down, but I always see they're always on what to mine. You know, and if you go over here, actually, I did this earlier. If you go to what to mine and look at that specific rig, you know, the configuration 10 570s and 10 580s and 2 570s. I mean, look, it's fourth on the list, right underneath the nice hash. You know, so that's not bad. You know, and $4, I hate saying it, but $4 a day is not bad right now. You know, I mean, clearly $1.52 is the actual, and this is my power cost. So that's why I'm able to still keep the rigs on, because my power cost is like 7 cents. At least that's before. I gotta really look at this a little bit further, because that seems like super low compared to like the national average. So I'll look at that a little bit more, but I know that that's what it says on my power bill. But I think there's some additional charges on there, you know, service charges and things, I guess. But $1.52 after power cost, not too bad. We can go to CoinMarketCap and go to DubaiCoin. Check out the pumps. It's up 12% now. Let's see what the overall market's going. It's been quite a while since I checked. Okay. Okay. I like seeing green. That's cool. Let's see, where were we at? Let's go back over here. Yeah, they had a huge pump in January, of course. Wow. That's nuts. Hit like 35 bucks. Whew. Yeah, they've pumped a few times here. This is one of those ones that, like, you look at it, you look at the history, and you're like, man, how could this not go up from here? You know, if it was decent over here, and as long as nothing has changed with the project, you know, and they haven't had like developers leave and stuff like that, then it would seem like, I mean, look, this is like completely flatlined over here. Like starting in, you know, November. Wow. $1. Yeah, good grief. That's like completely depressed. See what they had over here. So back in July, what was that, July? Yeah, July of 17, they were at $42. This is pretty insane if you think about it. I mean, what has changed, you know? Like, has anything changed in their roadmap or anything like that? I probably should look into this a little bit more, because like I said, they definitely show up on what to mine, you know, pretty frequently. I thought this was pretty cool because, you know, like I showed you a few minutes ago, I'm actually mining Haven, and DubaiCoin is actually above that. Let's see what else we got here. We mined Bitcoin Diamond the other day. Ad hoc. It wasn't planned, but we did it. Wow, Aeon actually shows up on AMD Rig. That's funny. And RandomCoin. We mined Phoenix the other day. We mined Orbit a while back and Motion. I think we did BitSend too. I'm actually losing track of all the ones that we've done. I mean, I've got them documented, but as far as like remembering what we've done, it's tough. We've done so many. Yeah, I agree, Billy B. That was interesting to do that. I'm actually, you know, I mean, it's 11:30 right now here, and I mean, I have to work in the morning, but I had some stuff planned. I kind of wanted to. I've got 2 rigs that were at a remote location that I just recently picked up. I did a video on like cleaning up one of them with, you know, like compressed air and stuff. It wasn't in too bad a shape, but the video, because I was doing it from my laptop, it just didn't turn out. It was like all stuttering and stuff and stopping. The audio, I think the audio was okay, but the video itself wasn't playing very well. So I just ditched it. But so I was going to do another one where I use, you know, this equipment so that it's actually pretty good. So I've got 2 rigs. One's up and running now. That's this one right here. This guy right here. So that's up and running now. But I've got one that's still off that I need to clean the fans and, you know, clean the GPU fans and get it kind of straightened up. I never did any wire management on that one. This one, Dagobah, is really good as far as wire management. It looks really cool. The other one, I kind of threw it together at the last minute and shipped it up, not shipped it, but took it to the remote location and fired it up, and it worked. So I was not ever concerned about the wire management on it. But I was going to do like another video on that, like setting that rig up and maybe doing the wire management part. It's an 8 GPU rig as well, just like it's pretty much identical to this one except for the GPUs. The GPUs are, this one has Gigabyte RS RX 580s. The other one is called Mustafar, and that's the name of it. And it has the ASRock, what were they called? ASRock Phantom Gaming RX 580s, I believe. And those were the ones that came with a motherboard. They actually came, like, if you ordered them at a certain time, they actually came with this motherboard. So, and I want to say that they were they $299? I think we bought them for $299. But it came with this motherboard, and the motherboard sells for like 80 bucks or something like that. It's AB350 Pro 4, which is not terrible. Pretty good deal, you know, if you're gonna like sell the motherboard. Or, I mean, the motherboard will support 6 GPUs, so I actually thought about maybe using the motherboard for a rig, but we'll see. So that's kind of like my plan. I was gonna actually do that tonight if everything had worked right at 9:30, you know, whenever this was supposed to happen. I was going to do all that stuff afterwards, but it's getting kind of late now. What's today? Thursday. So tomorrow, I mean, look, I can set it up to where we can start at 9:30. I don't know if BrandonCoin has a stream tomorrow night or not. I know he's on a cruise or something. So I'll check that and see if there's a couple things I gotta get going here. That's one of them. I'll see if even if he has a stream, like we could do the RandomCoin Mining Show at 9:30 like we normally do. Then okay, so Brandon has one more tomorrow. Okay, great. So we could go 9:30 to 10 like we normally do, and then watch BrandonCoin's whatever he comes up with tomorrow, probably a premiere or something. And then after his is over, we could just I could fire up the live stream back up, and we could just go and do whatever. Maybe what I'll do is, if you want, I can plan on doing the whole rig maintenance and wire management and stuff tomorrow night. That would be kind of cool. It'd probably work out pretty well. I think that's a pretty good idea. I also have to look into the I idea. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was actually, I had a little bit tonight actually. I was pretty excited about tonight's stream, but it just didn't work out because I had something set wrong. So I was playing around with. I got to remember that whenever I go in there and play around with settings, I need to go back and change them. It's one of my bad things I forget, I guess. I don't know. So it was completely my fault that it didn't go off like it was supposed to. But yeah, we'll bust out the drinks tomorrow night. I think that's a good idea. Also, I also got to look at the giveaway thing because I can't even remember who it was now. Was it Zara420 that was talking about that? Doing like an ETC Ethereum Classic giveaway, like of, you know, 4 or 5 coins or something, like a randomization for the stream. I need to look at that. We'll see what we can come up with. They were gonna donate, whoever it was, I can't remember who it was, I apologize. We were talking about that. I'll have to look back through the streams to find out. Yeah, it's still $2 a rig for simple mining. Yep, for sure. Pretty cheap. It's not, I mean, it's not a lot. Right now it kind of eats into the profits though, because there's really nothing totally like profitable out there, you know. Makes things kind of rough. But yeah, it's about $2. They changed their fee, like their description and stuff. You can see right here. I think they call it something else. They call it simple points. I don't really pay too much attention to it. Just whenever it gets to the point where it starts getting red, I'll say okay. You know, I'll look at it from time to time, see how many days I have left. But my rig list changes. Like it was just 2 for a long time, and then I got the remote rigs back, and so now I've got 3, and eventually I'm going to have 4. Maybe after tomorrow night's stream, I'll have 4 up and running. Maybe, you know, if things go well and I get my cameras situated, I could probably do like a whole. What I should do. Here's what I should do. I should take that rig apart tonight, and then. Like completely, except for the frame, of course. I would probably leave the frame together, and then go through the whole process of like building it, or rebuilding it live. That would be kind of cool, I think. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you'd like to see, because I think that would be kind of cool. Because it would basically be like a rig build, you know, like from scratch. I think that would be interesting. Might do that. Might do that. I will look into that. So what else is going on? We're done as far as the live stream goes, as far as I'm concerned, as far as like mining stuff. Yeah, I think that would be cool. I think a whole rig build would be cool. So maybe after this, maybe after I end this, I'll take that rig apart. It's not doing anything anyway. It's just sitting in my kitchen. So I'll take that rig apart, and then we can like reassemble it tomorrow. There's a lot of things, man. There's so much I want to do, so many different little projects. but yeah, that would be cool. So what we'll do, all right, this sounds good. So from 9:30 to 10, we'll do the normal RandomCoin Mining Show, and then from 10 to whatever, I don't know how long his stream is going to be, we'll do the BrandonCoin, and then right after that, I'll start with the rig build. I'll kind of get the camera set up, you know, to where a couple of different angles and stuff, because I actually have two cameras now. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but yeah. So I'll be able to give a couple of different angles and stuff, so that'll be good. Maybe I can use one kind of mobile. Yeah, that would be cool. And that rig actually has it's got a server PSU and a desktop PSU. It's using the ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus motherboard, which what I'll do is I'll zero it out, you know, clear the CMOS memory so that it's like fresh out of the box, and then I can hook up the monitor to it, and we can actually go through like everything, like literally everything from, you know, BIOS settings to Yeah, pretty much everything. That would be cool. That's a good idea. Because it's not doing anything right now. It's just sitting in my kitchen. It's powered off. So it's not like I'm like losing a lot of money. Because like right now everything's like, you know, break even at best. I mean, you might make a little bit, but pretty much right now it's like small miners. Like I'm eating the power cost for pretty much everything. You know, but you got to look, in my opinion, being small, I mean, I only have a total of, let's see, 16 plus 18, right? Yeah. What does that come out to? 34? So 34 GPUs total. You know, it's small enough to where you can run it at your house, you know, residential power. And as long as you're kind of eating the cost of the power, you're kind of investing in the coins that you're mining. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's a trade-off. Right now, that's just the way it is. There's just not really a lot of profits to be made right now, you know. Sure, you can hit like a speculative coin, but it's going to take some time for it to blow up and be on exchanges to where you could actually get that money, right? So even if you are spec mining, it might be a coin that's not even on an exchange yet, and you won't actually be able to exchange it for, you know, fiat, or, you know, even transfer it into something else, a different crypto. So, you know, that's just kind of the world that we live in right now. It sucks, but that's just the way it is. I think things are going to turn around. This little market pump that we're seeing right now, I'm a little bit leery of it. I think that it's kind of, what do they call it? They call it like a short squeeze. I think is what they call it. I think that's kind of what we're experiencing, because there's not, as far as news goes, there's been great news all year. In my opinion, there's been a lot of great news. Some bad, but more good than bad. And it never affected the market. And then all of a sudden, you know, we went from 3,200 to 4,100. I don't know. It just kind of seems fishy to me. But like we're getting manipulated a little bit. But I don't know. I'm not a TA guy at all, but I do listen to some of those guys that talk about that kind of stuff, and it seems like that's what's happening. So I would be a little bit cautious. I wouldn't FOMO into this. In other words, I would love to. I mean, it annoys me that it went up so much, you know, because I would love to. I mean, I know it's so stupid, but I would love to see it go back down to like 3,200, or even 3,000, so that I could, you know, maybe accumulate more of it. It's a little bit selfish, probably, right? But, you know, hey. I think the Bitcoin Cash pump here, the 52%, I think it's, you know, completely Bitmain generated. I would be really careful of that. Definitely not financial advice, because I do not know what I'm talking about. But like I said, I do listen to some of those guys, and they're saying that, you know, Bitmain is probably has a lot to do with that pump. So I would be cautious. Always be cautious investing. But there's a lot of good stuff here. I mean, I don't know what this one's going to show you. Like, yeah, this one, this coin cap here, like CoinMarketCap. Like, if you go to CoinMarketCap and you go to sort, you know, by like biggest gainers or losers here, so it only does the top 100, right? So you're only looking at the first 100, the top 100. If you do like a standard sort. So I sorted by, you know, change in 24 hours, and of course Bitcoin Cash is at the top. And you got, you know, hey, somebody said that they were mining Bitcoin Diamond because of me, right? Because of my video. Where was that at? Who said that? SAR 420. Look at that, man. 30%. It's pretty strong. All right, so anyway, so if you're on coin market cap and you sort that way, then it only does the top 100. But this one over here, this CoinCap.io, does all of them. So it's kind of like, whoa, 500%. But then you find out like it's, you know, ranked 1,039. So it's way down the page. So this one actually includes all of them whenever you sort that way. So I mean, a lot of this stuff is like, you know, you look at the volume, $151. So, you know, so don't get too wrapped up in that. You know, you want to stick, typically, if I was to, you know, you want to stick to the first couple pages, first couple of hundred. I would not, anything outside of that, I would be really cautious of. So if you sort by volume, that's what you end up with. And that's typically the way that you would see stuff. If we go negative, let's see what's lost. A bunch of stuff we've never heard of. I mean, look at these, look at the ranks. Like way up there. All right. Enough of that. Oh wow, Waves is actually down a little bit. They've been on a tear, but I looked at their chart today. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, they were way up in November. Well, November, December. That's yeah, last year. So they've come all the way down from 766 all the way down to $1. Yeah, I mean, pretty short amount of time here. They've gone to the moon a little bit. Yeah, everybody smash that like button, or you can gently click it if you want. It's all up to you. But it does help, you know. I don't try to like really like self-promote my channel or anything, but it does help get the videos in front of more eyes, you know, like the more likes and the more shares and subscriptions and all that stuff. It helps. It helps us YouTubers or content creators or whatever you want to call us. Let's go and look at Nvidia. This is the Kessel rig is this one right here, and it is 6 GPUs, 6 Nvidia GPUs, 1070s, 1070 Ti's, and 1080s. So if we sort, or if we look at, yeah, see right here, I've got them all selected. I got my power in there, and it looks like, I'll do the calculate. It's probably gonna be the same, but wow, Bitcoin Diamond at the top, killing it. That's funny that we just like randomly chose that one, like at the end of some other stream. But that's cool. I seem to be batting 1,000 here because I love RavenCoin, I love Aeon, Bitcoin Diamond. I was never really interested in until, you know, we did it that one day in the show. That was kind of funny. Bitcoin Gold, never really been interested in that. I mined ETC for quite a while, and Ethereum. I did both of those. Bitcore, we did a video on that. We did a video on Anon. We did Gravium, I believe. We did, man, we're hitting all these. We haven't done Bitcoin interest, but I've been like crossing my fingers to land on that one because I think it would be cool because it's the only one using ProgPal right now, so it's kind of interesting. I would like to do that one. We haven't done Suka. I don't think we did Bitcoin Z. I don't think. Did we do Bitsin? No, we didn't do that one because that's 7. So we get down through here. We haven't done a lot of these. We did Bit2 for sure. That was cool. Did we do Loki? I think we did because I played a video. Yeah, and it was really loud. I remember that. We did Motion, Innova. I want to say that we did Graph too. Man, we've done so many of these. It's cool that we've landed on so many of these that are in, you know, what to mine and actually profitable. That's kind of cool. Interesting. So we're gaining viewers here. So what has happened? What is happening? Have we done unobtainium? No, I don't think so. Is it in here? Unobtainium. No, because that is a SHA-256. I don't have that. I don't have an ASIC. So the answer to that would be no, and it's not even on my list, right? So if we go to GPU-mineable coins, it's probably not going to be in here. Nope. Not going to happen. I like the name though. That's super cool. What movie was that in? Unobtainium. Oh my gosh. I'm usually pretty good at trivia. I don't remember what movie that is from though. Anybody? Anybody? Maybe Avatar? Yeah, Avatar. Cool. Yeah, with only 250,000, I would say that that's pretty much unobtainable. That's a really low circulating supply. I like that. I mean, that's cool. You know, it's even more rare than Bitcoin. That's kind of neat. I don't know a lot about it. I don't. But because it's, you know, SHA-256, I don't have any ASICs, so I would not be mining this. But it is cool. Cool idea. Really low supply. I like that. Let's go to... Where was that? CoinMarketCap. $85. That's cool. I mean, just a quick glance at the chart, I would say that they're on their way up for sure. I mean, clearly they are, but what I mean is, you know, it looks like just general look of it. You know, of course, with, you know, they'll go up with the market as a whole, but yeah, I mean, looks good. Making a little bit of a pump there. What did they go down to? They went all the way down to 45 bucks. So they've gone up a lot lately. Interesting. Let's go see a little bit more about what they are about. Let's go to their website. Yeah, that's cool. They pumped the scarcity part. That's true. Just 250,000. So only 250,000 will be. I wonder what the circulating supply is right now. Does it say that on here? So let's find out when they. Let's go to. I gotta set up my. I downloaded the new Brave browser, so it's got the basic attention token and all that stuff in it now. And it is a lot faster, man. It was so I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? I'm gonna go to Bitcoin Talk. The first time that the old Brave browser previous to this update, it started so slow. Like you click on it, on my computer anyway, you click on it and then it would take I don't know, a few seconds. You know, of course, you know, to tech guys that's a really long time, but it would take a few seconds to start. This one actually launches pretty fast, so I'm digging their update for sure. I think I'm spelling that right. New Bitcoin talk thread. Been around quite a while. So they have merged mining with Bitcoin. That's kind of cool. So I don't know when they actually first started, because this is a second thread. I think what did it say? 2013, I believe. So they've been around quite a while. No pre-mine, pre-announced. So no, yeah, so no pre-mine. So that's awesome. So it calls it a highly collectible crypto token. Yeah, I can see that. That's neat. That's cool. I'm digging it. Let's see. We're saying that it was over 1400 at some point. I mean, it doesn't look like it. What am I seeing here? 131. All right. 175. It looks like maybe time frame was this. That was, we'll go 1 year here. Looks like maybe right there was the top, 172. Yeah, it looks like that was the highest ever. It was 172. Call it 173. So 173 was looks like the highest. Yeah, well, you suck, Bitcoin, Jake. I wish I saw those prices. Good grief. I mean, I've been in IT all these years, and I watched all this stuff just happen. Like I was just always on the sidelines, and I never really got involved, you know. I kick myself for not thinking like what it could be about. I was totally distracted. I mean, I had a lot of things going on, so that's probably why. But man, I just look back, I'm like, oh, what was I thinking, you know? Why wasn't I more involved in this? It drives me nuts to think about it. But, you know, you got to just start now and then, you know, look to the future. So, can't dwell on the past. It's funny to think about it, though. Now, I like pretty much everything that I see, like dates, like if something comes out, you know, if I see something that came out in 2008 or whatever, right? Whatever it is, you know, like, for example, my motorcycle. My motorcycle is 2008 Hayabusa, right? So I look at it, I'm like, that was 1 year before Bitcoin was announced. It's the way I relate everything to crypto now. It's crazy the way that works, you know. It's like, okay, so in 2008, whenever I bought this bike, Bitcoin wasn't even out yet. Kind of funny. Man, we're gaining viewers here somehow. I don't know how. I'm just rambling about nonsense. Yeah, I spent years just watching from the sidelines. I mean, I remember hearing on the radio like, "Oh my gosh, Bitcoin is you know, going through the roof. And I remember it being at like 19,000 or whatever. And I just it never dawned on me like to really look into it. You know how a friend of mine described it like this, like, you know, you have a certain amount of room in your life, you know, for things, right? And as you're going through life, sometimes you just, you know, you put your head down and kind of go to work, right? So I've got a job, you know, I've got a full-time job. This is not, you know, I just do this for fun. So, you know, so things going on in your work kind of take away, and then your family, and then, you know, one thing leads to another, and then you got, like, in my case, I was going to the gym a lot, so I was always, that was like my goal, you know, and my passion, basically. And it just, you know, crypto was over here, and I was going in this direction, and crypto was just kind of, you know, moving along over here. I was kind of touching it from time to time, and I would see it, and I would kind of hear things about it, but I was just never, it never like caught me. But man, once the hooks were in, it was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I've gone this long without, you know, being involved in this technology, because it's so incredibly awesome and like world changing. And I don't know, I hate it, you know. I hate that I wasn't there, you know. But I say this all the time too. We're still all, like, everybody in this stream and everybody that's watching this and kind of just now getting into crypto, you're still early, man. You are still early. Don't worry. This is not like some fad that has you know, come and gone. This is no fidget spinner. This is like, you're still earlier than the earlier adopters. You're still early. So don't get frustrated at what's going on right now, because, man, I mean, you look 5 or 10 years down the road, there is literally no telling where this is going, because, wow. I mean, and I'm not talking about like Bitcoin itself. I'm talking about like the technology of blockchain, because, you know, I think I want to say that I was talking about this on Crypto Cruisin's live stream the other night, is, you know, over the years there have been things that filled gaps. Like, I think I brought up, okay, so you've got travel, right? The travel gap, you know, used to, you were in the early 1900s, late 1800s, whatever, however you want to look at it, before automobiles, right? We were, you know, you would live and die, you would live your entire life within 50 miles, right? You would never even go, like, maybe not even to the next town over, right? And there was a gap there of travel and commerce and things like that. So there's this huge gap there, and that was filled by automobiles, right? So that is what filled that gap. And then you had a communication gap. Like, I remember growing up and thinking of China or Japan and those countries over there. And growing up, I was like, I'll never even visit those places. Like, they could have literally been in another galaxy, right? Is the way you kind of think about it. Like, they're so far away, I'll never communicate with those people. I mean, you might see stuff on TV about China or about Japan or whatever, or Asia, you know, the Far East. You would see things on there, and you know, you as a kid, you're thinking, I'll just never even experience that. I'll never be close to that. So the internet actually closed that communication gap. Now, I remember saying this whenever the internet was first, you know, gaining strength, you know, in the 90s. I was like, man, this is going to revolutionize communication, because you're going to be able to communicate with someone on the other side of the world, the other side of the planet, instantly, right? And it's just like they were next door. It's the same thing. So the internet closed the communications gap. Well, what we have now, in my opinion anyway, and I think I've seen this somewhere, this might be like one of those things where you kind of remember it from seeing it somewhere else, but I'm going to regurgitate it like it's something I thought of, even though I do think of things like this. But basically, the blockchain technology is going to close. What we have now is we've got a truth gap. Like, we are inundated with all this false news and advertising and things like this that try to persuade us with false information, right? And I really think that blockchain technology is going to close the truth gap. We're going to be able to literally say, okay, if it's on, if whatever the data I'm looking at is on a blockchain that all these other people, not people, but all these other machines have verified as factual information, then I can trust that information, right? So we're closing with this technology. We're going to close that truth gap, and it's a huge gap right now. I mean, I think that right now, I mean, you can literally not trust anything that you read or see on the internet, you know, and that's unfortunate because it's such a powerful tool. And even in mainstream media, you can't trust that stuff either, you know. It's just my opinion. I'm from a libertarian point of view here, you know. And I think that blockchain technology, man, I am totally ranting, but I think that blockchain technology is going to close that truth gap. That's the long and short of it. Anyway, let me catch up on the catch up on the chat here. Yeah, I agree with the reboot. We're in a reboot situation right now with crypto being the great equalizer. I agree with that. It's early until BTC is over 100,000. I can kind of agree with that too. It's late? Come on, man. It's only midnight. And just think, tomorrow night's going to be epic because we're going to do 2 live streams. It looks like I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do the regular one at 9:30, and then after Brandon Coins, I'll do something else. We'll do the rig build, and that'll be pretty interesting, I think. Yeah, 10 years from now, try to find someone that owns an entire ETH. I mean, you know, you just look at the short history of Bitcoin. I mean, 10 years ago, or let's say 8 years ago, if someone had 10,000 Bitcoins, they were like, so what? You know, what are you going to do with it? What can you buy? A bumper sticker off of Silk Road, you know, right? So now, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where things are going, but that's a good point. You know, try to find someone that has one entire ETH. And you know what? I like the goal. A lot of the traders, even on YouTube, a lot of the traders, they'll say, you know, before you start like investing in crypto, acquire one whole Bitcoin. And that's pretty good advice in my opinion, because you know, kind of like the unobtainium thing that we're looking at here, it's rare, right? So Bitcoin, there's only 21 million total supply, right? And then that's not counting the ones that have been lost, because there are hundreds of thousands, well, millions. I think they estimated something like 4.4 million that are lost, right? Like the guy that threw out the wrong hard drive, or the woman that you know, she took her and her husband's life savings. I can't remember where I saw this story or read this story, but she took her husband and hers life savings, you know, they were an older couple, and invested it, I guess her grandson or whatever recommended it, invested it all into Bitcoin like way early. I don't know how much they started with, but it ended up being, you know, tens of millions of dollars, maybe even over $100 million worth at the peak. And shoot, I don't know. This could be a made-up story, but I don't know. It sounds legit. It sounds like something that could really happen. So she did this without him knowing, without the husband knowing. And then, you know, years pass, and she's like, hey, I've got some really good news and some really bad news. The bad news is that I took all of our life savings and put it into Bitcoin, you know, several years ago, and it's worth X number of dollars. It was hundreds of millions or whatever it was. The bad news is she forgot her private key. She doesn't know how to get into the wallet. So horrible story. But, and then there's also, you know, so many people that had like a hard drive where they were mining Bitcoin early on, and that hard drive gets, you know, the PC gets updated, and you know, the hard drive set aside, and eventually like found its way into the garbage or whatever, right? You know, with tens of thousands of Bitcoin on it. So stuff like that happens. So there's going to be way less than 21 million is my point. Long story short. You know, I don't know what we'll end up with. Maybe 17 million, maybe even less than that, 16 million, somewhere around in there total. And I think someone did another analysis. Like if you think about, you know, millionaires, like I'm not a millionaire, you know, so, but those rich people would probably, once they realize like this is like a store of value like BTC, right? So they would want to own, if they wanted to own at least one Bitcoin, then you can only do that 17 million times, right? Sounds like a lot, but you know, you look at the population of America, 340 million, whatever, you know, globally 7 point whatever billion, you know, spread that Bitcoin, that 17 million Bitcoin out across all those billions of people. I mean, you can clearly see that it is a rare store of value asset, you know, and it's a new asset class and all that stuff. So I don't know, you know, I think that's good advice to get one BTC first before you go into the altcoins and stuff like that. I kind of like that idea. I didn't do that, but I'm kind of in all of it, you know, mining and investing. So I don't know. There you go. I don't know. Just rambling. Y'all are in here. There's only 5 now, so I don't know. They're dropping off. Yeah, the hardware costs for sure have dropped dramatically. There was someone that posted something on Twitter about the H110 Pro BTC Plus motherboard, the ASRock, that I use almost exclusively. That motherboard, I want to say, although whenever I checked, I was trying to double check my math on it, at the peak, I remember seeing that motherboard was going for like $350, and it's now like $65. Let me bring up Amazon. Let me see if I can find what I'm actually looking at. But the second time that I looked at it, it was actually only up to like 150. But it could have just been because, you know, they have those price history charts. You know, I'll show you in a minute. Let's find it first. But I think it depends on, you know, which actual link you provide to the site to check the price of it. So yeah. Oh wow, $59. Wow, that is yeah. Wow, super cheap. So what you do is you grab this URL up here, and then you go to, it's been forever since I've done this. It's camel.com, I think. And then you put in your URL here. But again, I think it's based on that specific device. So yeah, see, like, I remember for sure that maybe it's my time frame. No, see, it's already set to all. I remember for sure that this motherboard, okay, so see, look, I went to 1 year, and it only goes back to June. So that's why. I remember, so they must have updated something so that maybe the tracking of the actual price of it is not accurate anymore. Let me see if there's another one on Amazon that I can maybe look up. It's probably not going to be another one. Yeah, so it's like they've updated the source. Maybe it has to do with the source. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you that earlier in the year, I think I've actually got it on a video, one of the rig build videos where I'm talking about the different prices and the different components. I'm pretty sure that it's on the video that I showed that it was like $350 for this motherboard, and now it's 65 or 59. That is insane. That is a good price for this board. I'm a big fan of those boards. Yeah, and the B250, the Asus B250 was nice too. Yeah, I love this board. Super nice. And it's pretty much comes out of the box ready to mine. I mean, there's not really much. I talked about going through the BIOS settings, but there's really not much to it. We'll kind of get into it tomorrow night if I do the rig build stream. I think that'll be cool. That'll be fun. And then, like you said, drinks on the side. That'll be cool. I like that idea. How much was a 1060 6 months ago? Which 1060? Just any? We'll go with a 6 gig. Maybe a EVGA. I don't know which one do you, anyone? Okay. Yeah, they're all about the same price here, so. So we'll grab this. And that's true. Maybe that camel thing only does 6 months. Maybe that's the problem. It could be. I don't know why it would show. Yeah, see, it definitely does more than 6 months. I don't know why they changed that with that motherboard. It's weird. Okay, so it looks like $429. So 200, almost 200 bucks more. Yeah, crazy. PNY, gigabyte. Do this one. I'm not a big fan of gigabyte for mining. The performance just seems to be a little bit lower than other products. I've got one rig that, I mean, that the rig that's on over there has gigabyte. So this one was up to 350. Yeah, April. You know what sucks is I started buying stuff like right around in here. I paid quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah, I say that all the time. We needed this. We needed this so bad because there were so many people that got involved that, you know, there was a lot of like get rich quick stuff, you know, with the whole ICO thing, and that's why it went like it did and just freaking straight to the moon, and then that's why it's crashed. But it's taken a while for it to crash, you know, all the way down to where it is now. But all those people, they don't need to be here, you know. It was just a mess, you know, just a total mess. People were just in it for the money, and I mean, we still have some projects that are like that. But I think I said on Crypto Cruisin's live stream too that, you know, like if you've got projects now that are that have lasted, if they survive 2018, in my opinion, then they are probably legit projects. Right now, I know that there are, if you go to CoinMarketCap, I hate this, but if you go over here, there are 2,071 listed currencies on cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap. And I say this all the time too. They're probably, I would say, if you're gonna have like a capitalism type environment for cryptocurrencies or projects associated with blockchain technologies, I don't see how you could have really more than 500 that are, you know, clawing their way to be accepted and be a legitimate company. I think that 500 is the max. Because I think before the whole 2017, how many were there in 2017? I don't even remember. I want to say it was 1,000 or less. So we've gained, you know, like 100% in a short amount of time, and it's all because of all those ICOs and all that stuff that happened in, you know, last year. I think we hit a high here recently of like 2,088. But I know that's not a great indicator because this doesn't include everything. You know, there are thousands and thousands of more that aren't even listed. But it's a good, you know, it's a good gauge, I guess you could say. I would like to see this number at like 500, you know, to be honest. I can't see how there are so many. And, you know, and we've done it on this show a lot too, where you end up on a coin and their whole Bitcoin Talk thread and their website is, hey, we're the new hotness, cryptocurrency. You'll be able to send crypto from one side of the globe to the other instantly. Great. You know, that's been around since, that's 10 years old, right? You can't bring that to the table and expect people to be like really excited about it, right? I mean, there are some, you know, privacy things involved, you know, some privacy features that are kind of cool. But even those are kind of copying Monero and things like that. So I don't know. To me, it takes a lot to impress me at this point with crypto. And, you know, I have to look at their Bitcoin Talk and their website and go, wow, this is super cool. This is like a really cool idea. This is, you know, something that could, is a good implementation of blockchain technology. I'll give you an example. Zinc. Zinc is a good example of properly implementing blockchain technology. Has anyone ever heard of this? Basically, what I gather, I'm not, you know, I'm definitely not shilling this at all. I only know about it because of Crypto Cruisin's live stream. It basically, from what I gather, is a blockchain for hiring, right? So proof of career experience and qualification. So if you think about what I said earlier with how blockchain technologies are closing the truth gap, right? This is a really super good example of that because, I mean, I'm in IT. I know people fudge their resumes, their experience, their certifications, all that stuff all the time. It's rampant. It happens a lot. People, you know, and it's happened forever. It's not just in IT. You know, where people pad their resume with experience that they probably don't actually have. But this looks like something that can help prevent that, and give you some confidence in what the person is telling you. That's what this looks like to me, like in the hiring process, right? It's almost like the way I understand it is it's kind of like a, what are those websites, like Monster? I don't even know if that's still around or not. I've been out of the job market for a while. Had a pretty steady job for quite some time now. Anyway, it looks like it's that, but based on blockchain. So it's super cool. I think it's a great idea. Let me catch up on the chat. Yeah, I'm with you on the blockchain thing. Clearly, I believe in that. Yeah, 10-year dream for sure. I do it all the time in the RandomCoin thing. We all, there's a really high probability that we're going to land on a coin that is going to say we're the new cryptocurrency. It's like, come on, guys, man, you got to do better than that. You cannot put that out there as that is you're solving a problem that doesn't exist, right? And if your company is solving a problem, or your project is solving a problem that doesn't actually exist, you're doomed to failure. Doomed. You know, I just completely disagree with that. And I don't know. It's just me, but Turtle Coin. I don't know a lot about Turtle Coin. I know it's a privacy coin, right? Get out of there. I don't know what's going on with it. It's based on Monero, right? Whoa! Look at that price. I think, isn't this the one that you can like acquire, like you can mine it and acquire like millions of these things, like in a short amount of time? I don't know a lot about it. Yeah, see, like right here, immediately I would be a little bit turned off. Oh wow, what did I just do? I moved the background somehow, did I? That was kind of neat. Oh, that's cool. All right, so let's see. Features. Fast transactions. Okay, been there, done that. Privacy, been there, done that. Easy to use. I mean, things could be a little bit easier, I guess. Easy to mine. I like that. XMR stack. Community. All right. And support. Most Turtle Coin contributors have thick, luscious beards. Fact. Right on. Okay. I'm digging that. That's funny. I mean, is this like a total meme coin? Is that what I'm looking at here? Huh. Look like they got some smart contracts going. Tap and pay systems, maybe. Alright, yeah, well. Yeah, right. Or, yeah, exactly, 10-year dream, daydream. Or you're solving a problem that could easily be solved another way. That's another really good point, because, you know, I can't remember. I'm really bad at remembering stuff like this, but I know I saw something that somebody was talking about, like whether or not you need a blockchain. Like, you know, there are companies that are just like, yeah, we need a blockchain, you know, but there should be like a flow chart. Like, do you actually need a need to implement blockchain technology in your business, right? I mean, there are use cases for blockchain, of course, that are, you know, super beneficial. You know, like the whole hiring thing, like the Zinc, and you know, of course, you know, paying crypto payments and things like that. But that's been done, you know, 1,000 times over. Yeah, you know, my point is that not everything needs a blockchain. Not everything's going to benefit from it, you know. So you got to keep that in mind whenever you're looking at it, or whenever a company's looking at it. All right. Well, I have to get up in a few hours to go to work. Maybe one day I won't have to do that. That's the goal, right? I got my rigs back on what they should be on, so that's good. Always got to double check that. there's been times where like I've ended the stream and then forgot to go and set the rig back. So I gave like, you know, because typically like if it's a coin that I'm not going to mine like after, I know I keep saying like a lot. I'll stop that. If I'm not going to mine after the live stream, then you know, I won't remember or document the keys or anything like that I create. So it's kind of funny that sometimes I like leave it running, so someone's getting, well, I guess it would be going in my wallet. But sometimes I use like donation addresses and stuff like that, so it's okay. I check like the next day. I check the next day. Stop saying like. I check the next day and verify that everything's good. Now I've kind of made it a habit to check like I've made it a habit to check before I actually in the live stream. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. I think I'm going to end it. It is 12:32. I'm pretty excited about tomorrow though. That should be super cool. I wonder if I'll have time. I might try to disassemble that rig tonight. I'll probably do it tomorrow whenever I get home. But that'll be neat. That'll be neat. It has 0 wire management, so it looks pretty haggard. So it'll be cool to get it all cleaned up and running. That'll be neat. Yeah, the late night crypto random stream. All right, I'll have to remember that name. Late night crypto random stream. I'm copying that. I'll give you full credit. That'll be cool. All right, I'm going to end it. I'm going to go to bed, and then I'll disassemble that rig tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll do the regular RandomCoin mining stream, or the mining show, at 9:30. Hit BrandonCoin at 10, and then once that's over, I'll fire this back up, and we'll go through the rig build. That should be super interesting. I think that's cool. All right, guys. I will see y'all tomorrow night at 9:30 is whenever we'll start. It's going to be like a full crypto night, apparently, because we're going to do that, then BrandonCoin, and then rig build. So that's going to be super cool. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Someone just came in here. 7 watching now. But thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Sorry about the trouble I had earlier. That's just, you know, I haven't been streaming that long, so some of these settings in OBS, you know, kind of get me sometimes, and I apologize for that. I will get it together. I will get better at this. Still kind of funny what I did, but whatever. it was good. I'm glad that we got to actually go through stuff and finish it up. So I'm going to end it now. We're at 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'll see y'all tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, stay savage. We'll see y'all tomorrow.